All right, we are here with Ken and Devin of Deep Studios, makers of Unicorn City, and they are here to sneak peek us with something very different, Skinwalker Ranch. Guys, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. Now, for Utahns, this is a really funny thing too, because many of us don't know exactly what Skinwalker Ranch, despite the fact that it's here.
I didn't know you guys were going to have sound effects. It's awesome.
I know, we're real high quality here. So what can you tell us about this little known spot here in Utah?
Yeah, well, the ranch is very famous among the paranormal community. For people that don't know, what makes it interesting is, I won't go into the whole story, and we are more inspired by than based on, but the story goes that this family on this property was really kind of assaulted by all these different things, from UFOs to aliens to possession to we even toned it down. They had Bigfoots, they had giant wolves, we left Bigfoot out, but or whatever it might have been, but it's the true Skinwalker Ranch. It's fascinating because to this day it's under private military guard 24/7. Nobody can get on. Nobody really knows what they're doing there. So it's intriguing, to say the least.
What do you say to people who like to call Utah's own Area 51? Do you think they're overblowing it? Do you think they're not giving enough credit?
It's funny because our international distribution people put that on their poster. Yeah. The real Area 51 is what they put. But I think Utah in general, between Doug, everything here, this is really a hot spot.
We had a lot of military too.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So, so I think, it's. I don't think it's as well known, but I think it's certainly as interesting. If you do,
and I think there's a strong tie also with the idea of UFOs in general. A lot of times you're going to connect that to military too. So,
well, we seem to get a lot of paranormal stuff out here in the desert where you can see a lot of things like that. Yeah. Now, admittedly, and we were just talking about this before we started here, I didn't know of Skinwalker Ranch until a week ago, literally a week ago on Discovery Channel. They're doing a paranormal show. I'm like, that's pretty interesting. I've never heard of that. That's in Utah. That's really cool. And then you guys are here at Comic-Con and you're showing this film. Like, oh yeah, hell yeah, we're in. Let's watch this thing.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So, do you think a film like this is going to stir up a lot of activity for the ranch down there? You think they're going to have to push back the security boundary because of it? Or?
I think that it's already probably, but yeah, I think it's going to bring definitely a lot more attention because it's going to reach film fans. It's going to reach just people who like a good thriller, a good horror movie, a good scary movie. So you don't have to have any knowledge or prior. It's going to be a good ride, but so it's not just going to stay hidden in this paranormal community. So absolutely, I think you're going to hear, but like you said, I just turned on Joe Rogan Questions Everything the other night. And
that was actually it.
Okay.
I guess it wasn't Discovery.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's exactly. So and sure enough, it was Skinwalker. So for whatever reason, it seems like it's kind of resurging again.
It's great timing.
There's
been quite a bit of buzz.
New interest in it.
Dear Joe, thanks for the episode.
Yes.
Now, for those who aren't familiar, what is a skinwalker?
Well,
what is a skinwalker?
A true skinwalker is really I'm not Native American, so I walk lightly because to them they take it very seriously. But basically, it's a kind of a witch. We had a gentleman come up to the booth that was telling us, this is serious stuff. These the true skinwalkers have to kill a family member to have the right to claim their powers and all these things. So it's interesting. Now, the way the Skinwalker Ranch isn't so much about skinwalkers in that sense, meaning that it's more about the other, but a lot of people think that skinwalkers could date back to having extraterrestrial origin as far as contact with the original tribes and stuff, and so it's really mysterious.
That's a lot more interesting. After watching that same episode, I'm like, dear Wikipedia, what is a skinwalker? And it's like, oh yeah, it's a creature that can shapeshift into well, it sounds kind of benign. Sure, that's Native American. We'll go with that. That sounds a lot more ominous, actually, when you put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fascinating, and you know, you mentioned the shape shifting, and you know, one of the things they talk about is a bulletproof black wolf that kind of stalks and is around the property, and you'll actually see we have a little scene with the wolf tonight, so that'll be fun. But yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Just
And it's all real footage, too.
Wow.
Now,
it's all real.
how long have you guys been working on the movie?
A long time.
It's been about 2 years.
Yeah, it's 2
Yeah,
years.
about 2 years.
We did a lot of post-production because there's a lot of visual effects in the film. We have our own visual effects studio in-house as part of Deep Studios, and we really wanted to knock it out of the park as far as making it look as real as we can make it look. And that's a very tough thing to do with visual effects, because more often than not you look at it and you say, it's just CGI.
Or you introduce the blurry cam.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and we did. You know, there's places where you have to do a little bit of that, but I think we really knocked it out of the park. I mean, I think, you know, we'll let our audience judge that, but it really looks real, and that's the thing that we really went after, is to make it spectacular, but at the same time make it feel real, because that's what's going to draw our audience in. So.
Yeah, you know, one thing we kind of haven't mentioned is it's and I know a lot of people feel that it's getting played out, but this is technically a found footage film. What I loved about this concept is that there's a reason for somebody to have the camera. It's a scientific crew bringing a documentarian, so we have a lot of long, nice shots that you would see in a normal film. So anyone who isn't a big fan of somebody running through the woods shaking your camera around, you know, for
panting
45
and
minutes,
screaming, yeah.
you know, it's
A lot
not
of
that kind of
controlled
film. So
camera, yeah.
I say found footage because it's played as if it was footage that was found, but I think it has a very different feel than most of those films that are coming out.
Kind of less Blair Witch, more Cloverfield kind of thing going.
Absolutely. Yeah, or
even less shaky. I mean,
yeah, even
really
less shaking the clothes. I would say
higher production
like
value.
more like Chronicle, even, just because you know they had I mean, they're very different films, but they also had a great reason, right? They could have these great pans because this guy had telekinetic power, so there was a reason for the camera to be smooth. And so anyway, that was just kind of something I loved about the story, as far as being able to execute it that way.
Very cool. We're getting a sneak peek tonight,
Right.
which we're thrilled and excited for. Where can people out there in internet land learn more and find showings?
Absolutely. You can go to our Facebook page, Skinwalker Ranch, and pretty soon the trailer, at the end of the few clips that we're doing tonight, we're premiering our Red Band trailer. So once we're done with that, we'll post it on the site, and it's going to start. You're going to start seeing a lot more about it.
Excellent.
So our website is skinwalkerranchfilm.com also, and we're going to have additional information on there as we start building it out. So
Make sure to add
starting
the film to the end so you don't go to the actual Skinwalker Ranch military
You
site.
need to go
Exactly.
Skinwalker Ranch film.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, our objective right now is we're going to start releasing outer trailers soon, which we haven't done yet. Kind of Comic-Con we used as a launching block here. Really great success story. I think here in Salt Lake, I think it's the third largest Comic-Con now in the nation. So I think it's
I haven't heard the final numbers. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, talking to Dan and those guys, it's pretty phenomenal. So, I mean, we were really impressed with the showing here. It was a really great opportunity for us to kind of launch it. But we're going to do some national advertising through different mediums, and do a lot of social media, and then also some direct marketing. We partnered up with Premiere Cinemas, right?
Yeah, Premiere Cinemas.
And you know, they were really innovative in the sense that they kind of latched onto this independent film and took us under their wing, and
Which is something they haven't really done before.
you
So
know, they've just done kind of studio films, and so it's really cool that they're really working with us on this, and they're doing a lot of promotion on their end as well on the film. They're really excited about it. And you know, we're doing our own self-distribution model. You know, I won't get into a long dissertation about how bad filmmakers get treated really by the distribution channels that are out there. I know we've had 2 different films, Devin and I, and know that we haven't gotten paid very much money on our films or any reporting, and we just decided that we're going to create our own distribution arm and really do our own thing on it. And,
Excellent.
And so, the partnership with Premiere, and then going out, we're going out also video on demand. So we're going to the electronic media. So we're, iTunes.
Yeah, we'll
Amazon,
be day and date.
day
So
and date.
it's not
So,
playing at a theater near you. You can get it anywhere.
Yep.
How many screens are you looking at?
I think
Every
initial
computer
run.
screen this way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think initial run we're looking at somewhere around 35, 40.
I think so. It's something like 15 territories. I don't know the exact screen count, but it's spread out quite nationally. But the number of theaters isn't necessarily huge.
You're going to get a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
It just gets the distribution out, gets the word out. And that's